bit, man. But yeah, I want to see like kind of how they look against Alpharetta. Alpharetta's I got some new pieces in there. They got some pieces that's blown up too, right? Ashton Moore is rated on a lot of recruiting platforms. Outstanding linebacker. Then you got Julius Holly on the defensive line / defensive edge position. I want to see kind of what he's able to do this year. And then they got some playmakers as well. So game 2 is going to be also intriguing for me. And then Wheeler, right? We've been talking about them a lot. Coaches has been tagging us in a lot of this stuff. Coach Beal, Josiah Allen. They got the Northwestern commit, Marcus Romaine. So it's like I want to see Wheeler's kind of a team I think going to surprise a lot of people next year. So how will they match up against them? And then after the first 4 games at Lowndes, right? I think a lot of people are sleeping on Lowndes, but they got some really good prospects down there. Coach, obviously, Adam Carter's a phenomenal coach. We've seen what he's done with Grayson in that program. This will be second year for him, so I think that's going to be an interesting test to see kind of where they line up. Down south trip, I think it's going to be intriguing to kind of see how they respond. Columbia is going to be another tough opponent as well, and then they get into the nitty-gritty. They get into that region schedule, right? Blessed Trinity, who Craig is very, very high on. Obviously, a lot of playmakers, Zion McKenzie, Bryce Lewis. Look at the quarterback, Brooks Goodman, David Jacobs, who's a top-rated freshman in the country. So they got a lot of pieces. This should be a year on the up and up for them, especially with head coach Ed Dudley. So they should be a lot better. And then you got Westminster, Centennial, and the other one I got circled in the region, obviously Blessed Trinity, Cambridge, right? Got a new head coach now. Tyler Jones did a phenomenal job with the Walton offense all year long last year. I just can't wait to see his intuitive mind. I just want to see what he does with those playmakers. I keep telling y'all, Hudson Cochera, Craig Dandridge Jr., all those guys can ball. And then now they're going to have a new quarterback. So how do they step into the fray? Also got a really good running back in Tyler Blaylock. So I want to kind of see how that kind of looks next year, along with that innovative mind for Cambridge and how they kind of come out. So if I had to say region-wise, Blessed Trinity, Cambridge are going to be 2 games to watch. And in that non-region schedule, I think it's pretty good. North Atlanta, have to see how they look. Alpharetta is another good one. And then Wheeler and Lowndes. So really intriguing schedule. I think Coach Bobby May did a really, really good job of putting this together. And I think you're going to be able to find out a lot about Kell next year, who they got some good pieces. We talked about, obviously we talked to their running backs coach, former Kell great, obviously Georgia Tech great as well, Jonathan Dwyer, and what they got, Contreras Mooney Gibson, Tyreek Green, they're loaded. They got some good playmakers too in Jaden George. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're able to do next year. And you guys will be able to see them in Corky Kell. Obviously, I have the shirt on Peachtree TV, Peachtree Sports Network. First game of the season. So, against North Atlanta. So that's going to be a good test for both teams. I think it's going to be a really intriguing matchup. So that is the first one. Let's look at number